So GoPro and DJI might dominate the action camera market, but none of them give you a native 8K video right straight out of the camera. This SJCAM SJ30 Creator Combo Kit gives you that native 8K, a giant flip-up screen, dual lenses, and all of this gear all in one kit for under $300. So there's only one thing we can do. We're gonna have to torture all this stuff, test it out. We'll do a little side-by-side with both GoPro and DJI, and let's see how it lands. I'm feeling pretty good about it. This seems nice and solid. I really like the way the specs look. If you are new to the channel, I do need to tell you this was provided to me to do this review, but they gave me no instructions. They were just like, we got this great camera, we want you to check it out. And obviously we've tested every DJI, every GoPro, most Picassos, some Insta360. If it's an action cam, we've probably used it, so that's why they reached out. And we're gonna do an honest review, just like we do for everything else, and side-by-side it so you could see how it works. Because this combo kit is so huge and has so much equipment, I'm going to do an unboxing at the end of the video and include basic information on everything it comes with because it's a lot. But right now, what do you say we get into the review and the information you want to know about this camera itself? Alright, so this has a unique dual lens design. It has a daylight sensor, which is a 1/2.0 inch CMOS with an f2.8 aperture and with a 140-degree field of view. But the kicker here and the theoretically cool thing here is that it has a separate Starlight sensor, which is a 1/1.8 inch CMOS sensor with a super f1.8 wide aperture, which should bring in a ton of light at night. Let's talk about those basic resolutions. 8K at 20 frames a second, that's really cool. 6K at 30 frames a second, that's really cool. Then we got 4K at 60 and 30, which is kind of standard. Most action cameras will nowadays go 4K 120, but 4K 60 is a completely usable format. And 1080 at 240 frames per second. We're gonna have to check that out for some super slow motion, see how that looks. The beauty of that 8K is it is natively lossless, right? So you can shoot in a vertical mode and still have 5K without any cropping of the sensor. The display, which is huge at 2.51 inches, and it articulates 180 degrees to flip up so you can see it in front of the camera. It includes built-in Steady Motion 2.0 electronic image stabilization with a 6-axis gyroscope and a 45-degree horizon lock, which should be pretty cool assuming it works. Again, something we're going to have to test out. IPX8 waterproof down to 5 meters or 16 feet natively right out of the box, which is great. In terms of audio support, it does have built-in mics with a detachable wind guard, and it also comes in this kit with that SJCAM M4 wireless mic. Built in, it has a 2000 milliamp hour internal battery, plus it includes in this kit a 4200 milliamp hour power handle grip, offering an additional 7 hours of recording time at 4K. Okay, for the first test, this is pretty wild. So this is how the image looks with the night vision turned on. Let's turn off that night vision. No joke, this is no night vision on auto setting. Now, I'm very new to this camera, so obviously this is a little crazy. Let me take out a flashlight. Let me see. How freaking crazy is that? I'm a little displeased with the regular coloring. I feel like it should be brighter. Obviously, I can make some subtle adjustments to things, but totally stunned at how well the night vision works. All right, quick update because I've been doing my comparison video here between these two cameras side by side. We've got the SJCAM and the DJI. But here's one of the drawbacks with the SJCAM. I was doing samples of underwater, doing a review of a pool robot. Well, the pool robot runs for 4 hours, and I like to move the cameras around during the video. So I came out here to change the battery on the DJI. The SJCAM, also another issue I have, is the touchscreen doesn't work great when it's wet. Let's dry it off. The SJCAM still has a quarter battery left while this DJI is completely dead, but I'm just gonna open up the DJI, swap out the batteries. I'm limited on the SJCAM to this quarter battery left, and then I gotta pull it out, plug it in, and recharge it. So that is a good story in terms of battery life, really good in terms of battery life. A little bit of a negative in that you're unable to quickly swap out the battery and move on to the next shot. I'll keep working on this review. I've got both these in 4K 60. Time to test out the handlebar attachment and the camera in action. Okay, so let's see how this goes. This looks like it should be nice and simple. Let's back it off. I want to try to keep it near the center line. Actually, I think I'm going to put it on this way so I could get to the tightener easier. Something like that. It's hot out here in southern Florida. I do have the SJCAM mic on with the dead cat as well. And oh man, this seems so nice and simple. Can't complain about this. Now we'll see if this is able to support this big rig with 2 cameras on it. That's an interesting question. Using all my SJCAM hardware that came with this thing. Having a little trouble clocking this thing in the right spot. Oh, I know how I can do it. Okay. All right, let's move these cameras. All right, I can already see these cameras might move around a little bit because the mount isn't quite strong enough for 2 big cameras on it, but it is staying in place. I'm just seeing a little bit extra movement on it. I guess it's a good test for the image stabilization as well, how well the image stabilization works. Oh man, it's hot in southern Florida. You're gonna hear lots of thunder going on in the background also. I'm going in and out of the shade on purpose so we can see how these 2 cameras adjust each other, and so you can kind of compare the 2. And then the other question is, how does the audio sound? So I have the SJCAM, I think it's like a 4C microphone, whatever. It came with the kit. Super easy to bind up and pair with the camera. It's got a dead cat on it, so we should have some wind noise handling ability with it. Now I'm almost totally in the shade for a little bit. The nose shot, I'm not sure this is my most favorite look of myself, but I kind of can't get the thing out there any further out in front of me. It was kind of cool. There was a vulture flying over the top of me, and like you could see like its shadow, it was just like tracking right above me. It was kind of cool. All right, let's wrap this up. You have seen the footage yourself. You'll make your own decision. We've done underwater, we've done some action shots. We just went scooting around using all the hardware that comes with this kit. I'm gonna tell you that my basic experience with it is about price appropriate. Like for sure the DJI is a cleaner, easier experience, but you're paying for that. It is almost like double the cost structure, right? So I think tremendous value in this, unless I look at this and the video sucks and then I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna say the video sucks. But based on what I'm seeing, the video doesn't suck at all. A couple things that you would want to know, like little things that make it a little difficult for me to work with, is for whatever reason, I love the camera, the way it flips up. You know who really loves that? The NIKI really loves the screen and the way it flips up. Absolutely loves that. And I will say it is really nice to have that nice big image right now while I'm looking at myself, looking at the car. Looking at the car that's about to get rained on. It was clean. I just washed it. Now it's going to get dirty. But I do find it a little difficult for these like big fingers to get the thing loose and flip it up. Both the tabs on both sides, if you do it unevenly, it won't open up, and if you don't have enough force, it won't open up, which makes sense because you don't want it flipping up by accident, right? It has to be pretty firm there, but I find it a little difficult to work with. And then because of the touch screen, I start touching things and I hear things changing. It makes me nervous. Speaking of things changing, one thing that I would really like it to do is go more efficiently from the regular lens to the low light lens. It seems like there's a big disparity there. Like I feel like, so when the regular lens's image starts to get a little dark, I wish it would switch a little quicker to the low light setting and back, right? It seems to be there's a big gap, like it really has to be dark before it goes into low light. And then I don't think I've seen it go from low light back into dark. Like as an example, I feel like when I went from shaded areas to sun to shaded areas to sun, either it needed to adjust the settings more or it needed to switch the lenses to make it adapt a little quicker. Another frustration that I've had is that the touchscreen is kind of laggy and kind of you have to be like very banging on it to get it to do something, which again, I don't know, it's like, seems like it should be a little more sensitive, a little easier to work with. It seems kind of like difficult for me to get it to go through the menus and change things. There could even be a setting there that I didn't find, but I really wanted to kind of measure the out-of-box experience. But listen, for the discount, for the giant discount getting for the camera, if these images look even remotely close, it is absolutely a deal. I will say it looks tough as nails, right? And it has worked perfectly. And the thing that I was really concerned about turned out to be a complete non-issue. I was very concerned and wasn't liking the idea that the battery wasn't replaceable, but the battery that's in it lasts a good, it is as a standard twice as long as my DJI camera. which means I get as much shooting as if I carried 2 batteries with my DJI camera. Now, the reality is, if I needed to go to a 3rd battery, I'm out of luck with the SJCAM, but it is pretty much, I don't want to say never, never, but I've never had to reach for a 3rd battery in one shooting session. So I think the battery time and the built-in battery is not the problem that I thought it was going to be, which is very impressive. Overall, I think you can't possibly go wrong with this. Again, I'll have to edit this if the video looks terrible, but if I'm talking to you like this, the video did not look terrible. So you can't possibly go wrong with this. You should definitely get yourself one of these. If you're not ready to go for the big budget DJI or GoPro, this is a very viable and very good answer. It is like, I've done a lot of other cameras in that like more budgety range, and this one is by far and above. Actually, I'm going to say this is the only one that sits kind of nicely below DJI and GoPro and above those budget cameras. It is the one that sits there in the middle, and if you're not quite up to the DJI or the GoPro, or you're not sure you want to go that route, this is a really good option. Anyway, there's a link here on the screen. There's one down below. I will remind you, they did provide this to me to have this conversation with you, but I think by now you've seen me pick it apart enough to know that this is an honest review of the experience. If I've added some value, please remember to like the video, follow the channel, and put in the comments. I'm so curious, what are you gonna do with this action camera? You're going snorkeling, you're going scuba driving, you're gonna drive around on the scooter like I was, you're gonna put it on your helmet, you're gonna put it on your car. I really wanna know how you're gonna use these things. It is always so fun. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Let's unbox this thing. I'm gonna make you wait a minute. See the really cool camera. Let's see what's in these other boxes first. All right, let's start here. Oh, this is your classic chesty, right? You're gonna put the camera here. We're gonna do that so you can see that go. Let's see what else it comes with. Oh, a helmet chin strap. If you're into motorcycles, that is a great point of view. Or skiing, the chin strap is really cool. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this is cool too. This is a charging housing. So if you're on a motorcycle or you're doing something where you want to be able to charge it while you're using it, it's like a skeleton housing, so you can charge it while you're using it. That's a cool thing. This is the M4 wireless mic, which should be very cool. We're going to test it out, see how that sounds. And this, I really like. This is the handlebar mount. Now, the thing that I really like about it is this feature here, which frequently drives me crazy, where you kind of have to really take things apart to get it over the handle and clamp it down. This is like kind of like a claw, and then it's going to tighten down on the handle. I'm a big fan of that, so I'm glad it's like that. All right, let's see what's in the big cool box. I'm excited about this. This is cool. I am so excited about this. It is rare that I get this excited about an action cam because, as you can see, we've done a lot of action cams. All right, so we got instructions, warranty info. This is the charging handle. This is a little bit of a unique thing. This is a battery in the handle, has the magnetic quick disconnect. Now, it doesn't extend at all. And it's got a quarter 20 on the bottom if you wanted to attach it to something. You could see it's got USB-C to plug into. It's got your battery button and your camera start stop button on there. Really nice, elegant, simple, nice rubberized handle. Here's that USB-C to connect to the camera with. Let's see what's in here. Very light. Oh, it's a nice case. It's a nice case to include. It comes with a 64 gigabyte SanDisk Ultra. That's a nice card. That's cool. If you're shooting at 8K, you're gonna fill that up pretty quick, but it's still a nice value add that it includes that. And here we have, oh, we got some, let me put it here so I don't lose it. A lot of stuff. Got a little bit of swag for your toolbox or whatever you got. The ubiquitous microfiber wipe. I'm gonna say this is gonna be a magnetic mount. This is going to be the sticker helmet mount, a couple different quarter 20 mounts. Okay, there are tons and tons of different mounts, all the standard mounts you're used to. I believe these are the wind guards for the microphone. Another USB-C, this is a USB-A to USB-C cable. Another skeleton case for mounting it vertically in particular. Let's get to the fun part, the camera itself. This is freaking cool. Ooh, this is a hefty boy. All right, so let's see. There they are. There it is. Check that out. Dual lenses. Can you see those? How cool is that? And what a cool feature that is. Check out this giant screen on the back. How crazy cool is that? And let's try flipping it up. And if you're going to do the vloggy vlog thing, that's how freaking cool is that? So this screen can either be facing you full size, you know, on a GoPro or DJI, you get a little one right here. You get a full size one there, or if you're using it in a conventional way, it goes like that and it's behind you. Here's where, in this sealed compartment, is where your MicroSD card and the USB-C connection is. This is an interesting quirk, right? There is no removable battery whatsoever. So you can use it in combination with the handle. Let's see how quickly and easy. Oh, how cool is that, right? You can use it, so you could use it in combination with the handle here, plug into the handle and get lots of additional power. But what you can't do is, let's say, go snorkeling, come out, swap out the battery, put in another one, go snorkeling again. So it's a little limited that way, but we won't know until we actually use it. So what do you say? We go use it. I actually did say we won't know till I go use it, but this is at the end of the video. You already saw it. This is the past. You know how long the battery lasted. I'm curious. Must have been pretty good if you're still here, so that must not have been an issue. In any case, this thing looks freaking cool. I want to go use it. You've already seen that. If you want to get it, I'm going to remind you there's a link here on the screen, another one down below. Please use those. Right now, YouTube is putting up here another video which they think you would find interesting, and they're normally pretty good at that. So go check out my next video. I hope this was helpful. Remember to put in the comments what other camera are you comparing this to, or how are you going to use it? Put that down there in the comments. Anyway, see you in the next one.